This is how to make Zobo just like your red wine, no nonsense added, and it is so good. All we are using here are just natural ingredients. Into your pot, just go in and add in your washed Zobo. You can see the quantity of Zobo we are using here. For your Zobo not to take so sour, don't use too much Zobo and add in little water. I've already added in some orange slices into the Zobo, and I use only one orange. You don't need to do too much. For the pineapple, I've already washed it very well. Just peel the back and transfer this to the pot. Add in some cucumber slices. Make sure not to use a bitter cucumber. And this your sorghum leaves is just going to add to the color. Remember, the quantity of our Zobo is not so much, so we need that to help with the color. Not that we cannot afford to buy more Zobo, just that we don't want it to be very acidic and sour since we are not using any sugar for this. So I've added in some cloves and I'm adding in water. Just pour in water, stir this all together. We're going to allow this to boil for at least 25 minutes. Feel free to do more, but from 25 minutes, your Zobo should be ready. And this is what we have after 25 minutes. I didn't add ginger, pepper, all those things that will make it so spicy. Remember, our goal is to make Zobo that will taste just like red wine. So I'm just going to stir this all together. Just allow this to cool a bit before we proceed. While we are waiting, just proceed now to blend your fruit. For the fruit, I'll be using varieties of fruit for this. I'll be using some watermelon, apple, cucumber, pineapple, beetroot to help with the color. And we're just going to blend this without adding in any water. Feel free to add in water, but just add in little water so that you don't ruin the essence of the Zobo. And I'm just going to allow the blender to blend this. After blending, this is what we have. The color has already changed and it's also going to help with our Zobo. Right now, we are going to do the first sieving for this Zobo, and I'm using this our regular sieve to sieve this. You just want to remove all the other ingredients you use in cooking the Zobo. So this is what we have. I'm just going to remove this and now transfer the already well blended fruit into it. Don't worry, we are still going to sieve this again. So after transferring now, I'm just going to add in the sweetener for this, and I'm using only date to sweeten this. To get the best out of this, just be generous with your date depending on the quantity of Zobo you are making. You won't just add few pieces of dates to your drum of Zobo and expect it to be very sweet. It doesn't work that way. So after blending, I'm just going to pour the blended date into it. Stay this, you're going to allow this for a few seconds of just allow this to cook completely in this. And after, we're going to do another sieving. This time around, I'm using a cheese cloth or a Muslim cloth, depending on what you call it. I will just use it and give this Zobo the second sieving. And this is what you have. Your Zobo drink is very smooth. We are far from being done here. Into the jar, you're going to pour your Zobo. Just add in this same fruits that we use. I added in some pineapple, apples, cucumbers, and orange slices with watermelon slices to it. See, the difference is very clear. If you allow this in your refrigerator overnight, your Zobo is just going to taste very fruity. You might think that blending the fruit and just adding it to the Zobo will be enough, but trust me, if you try this method, you are going to notice the difference. This is coming from someone that have tried both methods. Even though you want to store this in a smaller container, just allow this in a jar like this overnight in your refrigerator. The next day, you can just proceed to store in your small containers and put in your freezer. So all I'm going to do now is to transfer this Zobo cover and keep in the freezer. The next day, your Zobo is so nice. It is fruity, it is sweet. Just serve with some ice. Trust me, this tastes so good. And for extra fizzy, you can even top it up with some cucumber slices. Trust me, if you try this Zobo recipe, you won't like to make it any other way. If you have enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Have a nice day. Bye.